Hey guys, welcome back to Worth the Spin. Did you miss me? I don't know if you noticed I was gone for a little while. Nothing major happening, just gone busy with other things. Alrighty, so this week we're going to talk about some new acquiring purchases, things that I have. So I found a new record store to frequent every now and then. So this place is a little bit far away from me. It's a little bit over an hour away. So it's not a place I'll be hitting a whole lot, but it is definitely a place that I want to continue keeping tabs on, because this place gets some wonderful stuff in. What's the name of it? It's good. That's a good question. Answer: it's River Bend Records. It's in Godfrey, Illinois. Found it kind of on accident. I stopped in a couple of weeks ago. They had a Beatles album on the wall. That was like, ooh, gotta own that. And have been trying to get back over there since to get it. So I've returned from there, and I've picked up said album along with a few other things that I hadn't planned on. A couple of them I did plan on picking up. There were 3 total things that I planned on picking up. I wound up coming home with a lot more than that. So it was a trip well worth making, and it's a great place. It's a great little record store. You go in there and they've got some couches you can sit on, listen to music, and lots of great, excellent records. Not only are they nice and organized and easy to find stuff, they sonically clean everything that comes in, which is really awesome that somebody does that nowadays. They re-sleeve them. They put them in protective sleeves and new protective sleeves, and they put new inner sleeves, rice paper ones in there, which is really cool. And so yeah, they do a fantastic job, and even like $5 records are done that way. So they put some money in to make your record purchasing worth your dollars over there. Lots of great stuff. A couple of things I saw on their Facebook video last night that I was hoping to get when I was there, but somebody already came in and had a big sale type thing today of all hundreds of records, 30% off. But I was there for 3 in particular ones, so I really didn't have the extra to get any of the other really extra cool stuff that I saw. So if you're in the area, check that place out, because they are totally awesome. Alright, so some of the things I got. I'm going to do this in a couple different videos, kind of stockpiling here, because life gets lifey, I get busy, and I've not been able to keep up on the videos like I did. I was hoping to, so this way I've got a couple in the can, so to speak. So if I'm unable to make next week's, I've got one in there. Alright, let's take a look at a couple of items that I acquired today from River Bend Records. First one, in no particular order, I'm just gonna, whatever. First one I got is this cool little single here. That's John Lennon and Elton John on the front. And a little bit of a blurb to tell you about this in particular single on the back. Pause it if you'd like to read it. Or, here, let me do it for you. So, it says basically it was Thanksgiving Day, as well as the date that Elton John concert in New York's Madison Square Garden turned into a very special event. I'm reading it the way it's written, by the way. Towards the end of the evening, Elton was joined on stage by close friend and fellow musician John Lennon. I think I've heard of him. Together they performed 3 numbers: Whoever Gets You Through the Night, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and I Saw Her Standing There. Lennon's performance of the last surprised many, as he never been known to sing McCartney's song before. This was last concert appearance by John Lennon. Again, I'm reading it the way it's written. Obviously, it's a bootleg. It's not an official thing. 45. I do have a 33 version of this, and it's really neat. But this was like super cheap, so it was like, I'm going to pick it up and replace my 33 and a third version of it with a 45 version, because it's smaller. I got a lot more room in my 45 storage thing than I do in my albums. So this gets one of those out of the way and gets this one put in somewhere that makes a little more room. So this thing is nice and mint. Cover is nice and mint on this. This is pretty cool. The cover that's on the album is a little bit different. I probably should have brought it down to compare apples to apples, but once an apple's an apple, it's an apple. Only difference, 33 album, 45 record. The cover was different on it. It had a little bit better of a blurb that you can understand on the back of it. This is the 45. Looking very newish. Don't think it's been played very much. It is really cool. This is done by This Record Company Limited. That's what the name is on here. I think the one that I have on the album is a little different. DM Records Limited is what it says on the back. So I believe it to be a bootleg. I've never heard of an official release of this. John Lennon coming back from his Lost Weekend, as it was known, for a couple of years there. He comes back in 1974 and performs song from his newest release, Walls and Bridges, John Lennon's first #1 single, Whatever Gets You Through the Night, which on the album, the song was written by John and sung by John. Elton John sings on it also, does backing vocals. Fantastic song. They also do on here, I Saw Her Standing There and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, which Elton has the lead on. I'm sure you've heard Elton's version of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. It's excellent. So this is a cool little find. It was like $4. So he had a crate to the side there of stuff he just got in from a trip to Chicago. And he had a bunch of albums, a bunch of EMI 2 boxes in there, and some other stuff. There's an Australian Beatles for sale. Mint. It looked great. It was original from 65. I was interested in getting it. It didn't want crazy money for it, but Beatles for Sale is not my favorite Beatles album. It's, of all the Beatles albums, it's kind of low on my list. It's just not a favorite of mine. So I didn't want to buy an Australian version of it, an album too, that I'm not that crazy about. I had the American version. That's good enough for me. Well, not the American, but you know what I mean. I had the UK version, and then I have all the songs that are on the Beatles albums. They were split up over here, mainly Beatles 65. So I didn't need it. There's no differences in the music, so it kind of wasn't worth it. But this was like $4, so this was really cool. That was a cool little pickup, I think. It's neat. If you need the album version, I got it. He had quite a few singles. Most of them were nothing great or super rare. He had a bunch of EPs, which were all reissues from the 80s. I kind of got excited for a minute there because I'm missing like 6 EPs. And when I pulled out the Hard Day's Night one with the orange reddish cover, I'm like, ooh, I need that. Can't find that one. And looking at it a little better, paper was way too thin. And I looked at the records. Obviously, they were reissues, so I didn't get any of those. But it's on, hey, can I go through that stack of those and stuff? He's like, yeah, go ahead, and anything you want, let me know. I'll check it out real quick and make you an offer. So he was just starting to check it all in and have it all cleaned and stuff like that. But it was still cool to be able to go through that stuff. All right, next up we have Plastic Ono Band. Happy Christmas, War is Over. I have the American version of this, 2 different ones. I have the American picture sleeve one, which is on the green vinyl, and I have the non-picture sleeve American one, which is the black vinyl. So do I need a third? Obviously I must. I bought it. This is the record. I'm sure you all know what it looks like. That's the label. It looks pretty mintish, like it hasn't been played, but honestly, you play this song pretty much around Christmas time, and that's about it. So it's not going to get all that wear and tear. So as usual, typical with your British copies, you have the flip back there. Let's see if you can see that. So that was a really cool find. I do, like I said, I've got the U.S. version, but this was I think $3 or $4. So all these were basically $3 or $4. That's why I grabbed them. I would have grabbed more, but it was kind of a lot at the time. So, all right, next one up. So this is it's Paul McCartney. What are you going to say? All right, so the first side on this, side A, is We All Stand Together. It's Paul McCartney and the Frog Chorus. And then your B side is We All Stand Together. It's the humming version of Paul McCartney and the Flinchley Frogettes. Say that one 6 times fast. I can't even say it 1 time fast. That's the back of it. It's from a children's film Paul did, and Rupert the Frog. And yeah, so it's okay. I've never actually heard this before, so it was worth it. This is another UK version. First pressing UK. This was like $3, $4. Some of these were 3, some of them were 4. That's why I grabbed them. Like I said, he had a bunch of others, but I didn't really have a lot of money after a couple of my other purchases, which we'll talk about later. So that was about my limit. All right, next item I had, he had 2 of these. This is a John Lennon singles bag, basically, and that's it. It's a Record Store Day exclusive back in 2010. I think I can remember that far back, not sure. Alrighty, so this is cool. He had 2 of them, and they were both. This one was $22, and it was 33% off of that. And he had another one that was still sealed, and I'm thinking that was 30 with 33% off. So I got the cheaper one because I've got the singles that are in here. Only reason I got it is because it's a Record Store Day exclusive. So I thought it would be cool to have in my collection. So the bag's just torn open, and then the little cheap thread twirly thing here. So this thing closes these 2 latches with that little string. You pull it down and it ties. So to get it open so I can look at it, it broke. So yeah, who cares? So this is kind of a neat little set. This was the Record Store Day exclusive again in 2010. These came in with that Chicago trade. I was going to get the sealed one, but I'm going to open it anyway, so might as well get that out of there. So there was one similar to Ringo Starr that came out a few years ago for Record Store Day, and this is pretty much like that Ringo Starr one, which I've not picked up yet. You have to get that on his website. It's pretty cheap. Alrighty, so what we have in here, we have some repressings of some John Lennon singles. We have some postcards, poster, and a 45 adapter. So let's look at this first because this is one of my all-time favorite John Lennon albums. This is off of Plastic Ono Band, and this is a reproduction, which I don't have the original of Mother with Yoko Ono's Why, and I have to ask why. She has a song on here. She didn't on Plastic Ono Band. Alright, so it's nice and mint. 45 is mint. Doesn't appear to have been played. A little dusty because it used a little, cleaning. And this is your label, kids. And so I'll give that a little clean up in my Studebaker and play it. Yeah. These other 2 I have the originals of, so but it was just kind of cool. It was this, like I said, it was like $14 with the 33% off. So why would I pass on it? All right, so we're gonna put that back in there. We're gonna go next to this one here. Is kind of an odd choice, I think, for singles that they use, but this is what you got. All right, we got John Lennon, Watching the Wheels. Love that song, and Yoko Ono, I'm Your Angel. Yes. So I have the original pressing of this, and I don't really listen to it. I don't listen to the second side. Just saying. All right, there's your single. It's on Capito, which is not what it was on originally. It's on Geffen, as you all know. So, but that's kind of cool. Put that back in there. Nothing special about that. Again, just kind of cool. Record Store Day exclusive. So it's kind of cool. Slide that back in there. Your third and final 45, which came in this, which is kind of odd because they did 2 that were in picture sleeves and 1 that were not. So we have Imagine. And the flip side of Imagine, of course, is It's So Hard. John Lennon again instead of someone else. Alrighty, again, nice and mint. Don't think it's been played. It looks like that, just not upside down. Looks like that, just not upside down. Fantastic single. Have the original pressing. Looks a lot like this, by the way. So, yeah. Again, 14 bucks, record store day exclusive. Neat little item. Why would I pass on it? So you get 3 postcards with it. I'm going to let you guess what the postcards are. All right, time's up. It is Name the Songs, guys. Name them. You know them. All right, there's the unimpressive postcards. That's the back, in case you know. This day and age, I don't think a lot of people are postcardy and stuff. So you who are younger, like, what's a postcard? This is it. It's a card has a picture on the front, and then on the back it's blank, so you can write to your family and say, hey, wish you were here, or hey, I'm glad you're not here, because the reason I'm here is you get on my nerves anyway, so that's why I'm here. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Next item that came in this is a nice little poster. Posters are cool. I'll take any extras. I don't really hang them up, because once you do, they're kind of messed up. This is John and Yoko and Bid, 1968 with their bid in. Very awesome poster. I love this poster. It's fantastic. I love this, man. This is great. It's not going to be hung up, though. It's going to be left in my little bag here. But still, that's very cool. I like that. It's a neat little poster. Posters, just, I have a bad history with posters. I mean, you either get pinholes in them, or you get tape stuck to them, it doesn't come off right, or it gets folded on the other side, or whatever. Then it kind of messes up the poster. So if you want to hang it again or in a different spot, it's kind of messed up. And if you hang it somewhere else, it's a little more messed up now, and so on and so forth. And the final item we got in here was a 45 adapter. This is John Lennon Record Store Day, April 17th, 2010. That is pretty cool. Let's see if I can get it on there for you. That's kind of neat. That's cool. I have a Ringo Starr one from his Record Store Day exclusive thing. I don't use them. I have one that came with my stereo and my turntable, and I use it. Most of the time, the 45s I do listen to are the UK versions of the Beatles, and they have a regular spindle hole and not the big 45 hole. So, yeah, it's not worth a lot to me. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was the other item. I don't know if I showed you the bag, but that is the bag right there. It's cool. All right, again, it's $14. Why would I not get it? Alrighty, so that's what I got for you this week. I'm going to hopefully do another video and show you some of the other items I got. I got some really cool stuff coming up. So I want to do a video on that for you while I got time. And I think you're going to enjoy these items. These are hard to find items, and they're very cool to have in your collection. If you're a big Beatle guy like me, and you like having cool things in your collection, they're very cool, I think. All right, what are they? We'll find out in the next video. So, hey, again, this is what I got. Part of what I got today for my excursion. Thank you, and I appreciate everybody tuning in and watching. Hope you guys like the channel when the channel is up and running. If you do, give it a fancy graphic time. Give it a like. That's right. Give it a like. Feel free to comment. Love any comments. I'll answer comments. Or I won't. If it's not a nice comment, I probably will just ignore it. If it's a nice comment, I will probably answer it. Alrighty. So, subscribe. I like to see some people subscribe to my channel. It can't be that bad. There's channels out there that's probably more entertaining than this, but there are certain ones out there that are far less entertaining than my channel. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Thanks for tuning in. I know you're going to be surprised when you who are subscribed see the notification and be like, what? I forgot all about that channel. I'm back. I'm going to try and stay back. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Tell your friends and family, and hey, listen to vinyl. Listen to whatever you want to, but I think vinyl's better. Just be nice to everyone. Be kind, because the world's full of a lot of unnice people. So let's try to fill it back up with nice people. Let's throw that balance in the right direction. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found those items interesting. Go check out Riverbend Records. They have lots of different stuff, and I'm telling you, they got some excellent stuff down there. It's very well cared for. It's very reasonably priced. So if you're close, or maybe not close, or think you may go in that area, check them out, man. I highly recommend them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all, I hope, next week. I hope. Maybe.